What is up, everybody? It is Og here, back with another video, and today we're going to be having a little fun, making Mara a little bit more difficult. So in the stream this past week, I was having a little bit of fun with the viewers, and decided, well, why not? Let's do a first-person Mara with no UI, just to make it a little bit more difficult. Now, I've done this with SM, and it was absolutely crazy, but in my head I was thinking, Mara, with 12 minutes of this being in first person, not knowing how close I could get to the mobs, as you saw right there when I had to counterspell because I wasn't close enough to wand, is going to be insane. And it absolutely was. But I'm going to talk through the entire pool with you guys just so that you can get a better idea of what I'm thinking as I'm going through, and hopefully it provides you guys some extra insights, because we take away looking at all the bars and looking at all that kind of stuff and just think through what I'm actually thinking as I'm going through. So here we pull the mobs. Now this actually became a really dangerous spot, and I almost died just right away probably. I have no idea. I don't know how much health I had, because I let the boars get way too close to me because I didn't know how close I was with being able to wand. So obviously you have to wand the first pack to kind of pull them, and so I tried to wand them, or sorry, the second pack, but I couldn't reach them with the wand, and then I went upstairs and I couldn't reach them with the wand again. So one of the hardest things with this is just knowing how close you are to the mobs to be able to pull them all, which is wild. But this was an exceptionally fun challenge. I have done Mara probably 200 plus times. It's actually honestly probably like 400 plus times at this point, just in my stream, free for viewers and everything like that. So I have down the path. That's not the issue. The issue is not being able to know what the heck is going on and how close I am to the mobs, which really came into play with the first part. So here I let the boars get a little bit closer. Now, the reason I let them get a little bit closer is as we go into the water, they're going to stop moving, right? So we want them to get as close as possible before the water. That way, when I blink in the water and they start running back after me again, they all come and I don't lose any mobs in that reset. So I come around the side here. Now I saw that over in the middle here, you could see that the ranged mobs are fortunately far away. If you ever pull those ranged mobs, you're going to be in some serious trouble. So do not pull these ranged mobs, because they hit you with a ranged ability, which you obviously can't resist because I guess it's spears technically, but it does like 200 damage a hit, and it's just going to obliterate your shields and not make it a good time. I've been able to pull it off where I pulled them before a couple times, but most of the time I die. So definitely do not pull them under any circumstances if possible. So we come up the pathway here. I know that I'm getting hit a couple times, but it shouldn't be too bad until that guy does not get in range of my Frost Nova, which normally I'd be able to do, but I can't look at my Frost Nova range. So I come up this side, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably at a decent amount of health and mana at this point, because I had used a major healing potion before after the first mob debacle. So I come up here. I want to take a wide route just so that I can get all the mobs. I Nova over here on the side, and I'm going to blink through the middle here so that this mob auto pulls with the rest of the other mobs. Now, the reason that you take the wide pull there is just so that all the mobs kind of create a cone effect and come towards you. So I rank 1 Fire Blast that guy to the side, and I know, okay, I'm in a decent spot. I'm just trying to spam blink here to try to get it off so I could pull this mob with a wand. I see the wand fly off, and I immediately just go jump off. I don't know if I got hit by the mobs. I have absolutely no idea, but I'm hoping I didn't. So I go for the evocate, and I'm like, all right, I gotta be at least like 75% health, and I should be at 100% mana, but I decided to play it safe and just bandage up anyways, an extra couple ticks. I could have been at 100% health. I don't know. You reapply barrier, and now this is how I pull every single mob in the pool. So I rank 1 Frostbolt that guy, which is going to automatically come around the bend and aggro a couple more guys and make it so I can pull every single mob. So we come around the side here, and I know that I need to run extremely fast around this side, because they're going to be coming around the side as fast as possible. And if I'm not quick, I'm just going to get killed right behind me right now. So I'm freaking out. I'm turning around. I'm like, oh crap, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Fortunately, I got it around in enough time. I was able to blink, and you can see all these mobs coming towards me. So I aggro this last guy with the Fire Blast, and then I get ready to go around the side. I'm getting hit a couple times, but I know it's not too bad, so I just throw up my Ice Barrier again to make sure that I have full shields. The biggest thing when you're doing a challenge like this is just making sure you're taking as little damage as possible. So rank 1 Blizzard onto this route. Now, when you are doing the rank 1 Blizzard, you can't let the Blizzard, you can't stop the Blizzard early. If you stop the Blizzard early on that first one, you might lose some of the slimes. And so that's what a lot of people have been asking about, is how do I make sure that I keep the slimes on the tree root, because a lot of them are having it reset. You can't go too far forward, and you can't stop blizzarding. But if you do those two things, you keep on blizzarding and don't go too far forward, you should be good to go. So coming up here, I'm going to be honest, guys, this was my second attempt, because right here, the first time, I had already done the entire aggro. I was ready to go. I blinked, but I didn't go far enough. So you have to be like in line with this post right here. I didn't go far enough, and they just uppercut me from below, and I just died. I'm like, wait, what? So I had done the pool fine, but then I got uppercutted from below. So here we go. Now I'm going to make sure that I get off everybody slowed. Now the important thing here is just making sure that the entire group's slowed, because you don't want them to be ahead of you when you go to pull this mob, when you run to the kind of first spot over here on the side where we can aggro them up and clump them. So I pull that mob, I Nova to make sure that they have the most time that they're going to be sitting there, just waiting in the Nova, come around the bend. I'm getting hit by some stuff, but I assume that it's just the poison darts, so I should be okay. I see that these three mobs are exceptionally far ahead of the rest of the mobs, which is no bueno. But I decided to go for a second blizzard, which I typically don't do, because typically it'll stop the proc of your blizzard ticking. But I decided to go for the second one because the three weren't close to me yet. I use a pot because I have absolutely no idea how much health I have. However, I think I used a lower rank of a health pot just to play it safe. So we come around the bend. I did notice, though, that I didn't get the blizzard off on the back mobs, which means that they're going to be running very quickly around the side to try to get to me. So I rank 1 frostbolt this guy like normal, counterspell this guy, and I get up to the top here. Now I forgot to mention, but I do have a full guide on this, on how to do the pull and everything like that, which I linked up in the video, or I will link up early in the video, so you guys can reference that if you need it. But right now, we're just focusing on how to do it without any vision, basically. So I come around the side, I fire blast. I didn't do my typical length of a blizzard there, just because I know that the mobs are coming really close to me. And if I waited too long, I was going to get hit right here. And I knew I needed to play it safe right there, because I can't tell whether I'm getting hit right now, right? And the mobs run slightly faster than you. So if I don't know that I'm getting hit, I need to make sure I'm staying ahead and playing it safe. So I play it safe, I make sure I'm ahead of the mobs, and we come around the bend. I reapply all of my shields and buffs and everything like that, because now is a good time. Just when you're running around the bend, you have some time. So I'm going to come over on top of the root. I'll show you guys how we get these last few mobs pooled. So we come up the bend here, and I'm thinking in my head, all right, I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm probably 100% health, pretty much 100% mana. We're good to go. We just got to keep on executing. So I rank 1 blizzard here. I get ready to counterspell that mob on the right. As soon as that first mob's going to break pretty much my blizzard and start running towards me, I go ahead and counterspell that mob. I rank 1 Cone Cold that mob on the right there, come up here, and then I Arcane Explosion rank 1 to grab those 2 mobs that are stealth right there and jump and Nova, because I don't want them beating on me. But if you know the first few mobs, it actually works out really well, because then the Nova breaks right as you're coming around the side. They're not too far ahead, but at the same time, you are not taking damage from them. So I get off that Nova, I come up here, I swap over to mage armor, and I start bandaging, because I just want to make sure I have 100% health. As you can see, even though I Nova'd them, they are not far ahead of the rest of the mobs. They're pretty much right in line with them. So rank 1 blizzard. Now, if you guys have the poison guys first, you're able to not even worry about blizzarding them when they come down, because they're just going to stop and cast. But I decided to play it safe, make sure I don't get hit, and I just counterspell the last mob in the instance on this side, and then start running away. Now, this tip was given to me by one of the viewers, and I had seen it briefly in a video, but this is a great tip. You only really need to do this wide pathing definitely once, maybe twice. But if you take the wide pathing, what ends up happening is that all the mobs behind you kind of come at you like a cone, and they all stack perfectly. What that allows is not having to do the rank 1 blizzard right here. So I know that all the mobs are just clumped perfectly, and I can just keep on running and gunning it and making sure I get to the spot as quickly as humanly possible. So that's beneficial because 1, you're now more ahead of the mobs. 2, they're clumped perfectly. If you actually blizzard right now, they act, well, a little bit back at the tree root, they actually become less clumped when they're already this tightly clumped. So that's beneficial. But also it makes it a little bit easier just to come around the bend. The only other time that you really need to do that wide pathing would be when you're coming up the first stairs to go from orange to purple side and you wrap around the bend. But this is the main part where if you take that wide route, it really helps. So here, I know I'm sitting decently. They're really clumped together, and I just need to make sure that the front mob does not get out of my blizzard. As long as he doesn't get out of my blizzard, I should be good to go. I have no idea, though, how much health I have with the ice barrier, and the hardest part of this whole thing is coming up right now, making that jump. I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, I'm literally just about to just run off this thing. I don't know if I'm going to make this jump. But fortunately, I make the jump. I'm just trying to keep up ice barrier as much as possible. I'm watching my blizzard ticks, and if they fall off really quick, then I know that I don't have up my ice barrier. But I just keep on going back and forth. The jump is crazy. I'm actually like freaking out on stream trying to make sure that I make this jump. And I'm just staring at the jump the entire time because it's incredibly difficult. But we start to see mobs dying. I'm getting excited. We still have a couple poison sprites up, which are giving me plenty of mana, so I know I don't need to even worry about the mana or anything like that. And here we go, guys. We get the very last mobs down, and we successfully do a challenge mode, first person, no UI, Mara. Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe and leave a like and a comment below to let me know so. And if you guys have any other ideas for any other videos, please let me know in the comments below. Also check out the description for the Twitch where I do all this live, and also for my Twitter and Discord where you guys can be notified of any future updates and when I'm going to go live on stream. So I'll see you guys in the next video.